Do you know the most effective tool in the world for your long-term success and training? It's a calendar. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk about a philosophy I learned from someone else that I think is really valuable for how to break that calendar up into sections that will naturally flow for your success. So with that note, I want to say hello and welcome to the Everyday Marksman, the podcast where it's all about tactical skills for living a more adventurous life. Our website's everydaymarksman.co. There you'll find today's show notes as well as our awesome community of marksmen, our YouTube channel, and our many, many articles. So welcome. I am glad you are here. So this will be a pretty short episode today. I want to talk about this philosophy, the bus bench and the park bench. And I want to talk a little bit about how I'm applying it to an upcoming competition and then give you a chance to come train with me. So let's take it away. Since last year, I had a goal of reading a book a month, and I've managed to keep that trend up so far this year. And I recently finished Dan John's Never Let Go, a philosophy of lifting, living, and learning. And there's a model that Dan John likes to talk about that is breaking up your training cycle into park bench and bus bench periods. Now, while Coach Dan John is specifically known for his strength training and athletics and Olympic weightlifting styles and track and field, the underlying philosophy applies to just about anything that we talk about here at the Everyday Marksman. So let's talk about the core problem, right? Nobody's really capable of doing everything all of the time. It's a surefire path to burnout. I've been down that road many, many times, and it often just sets me back even further than when I started. The reality of life means that we have to choose one or two goals at a time. Otherwise, we're just going to do poorly at a lot of things. And then when you want to bear down on that specific goal, it requires sacrifice in other places, whether it's your time, your energy, letting other skills lag behind for a little bit. You know something else has to give. And that means you can only keep up on the things that you're really focusing on for short bursts. And we all know there are some things in life that you just can't drop the ball on, so we have little time. Now, the bench analogy that Dan John talks about addresses this issue in a way that I think makes total sense. And it's a lot like the concept of baseline training and sports-specific training. The park bench is where you like to go and sit and hang out and enjoy your time. You can spend a lot of time on that bench, feel good about people watching, eat a meal, do whatever, play with the dog, play fetch, play with the kid. It's all good. Now, on the other hand, the bus bench means you are looking to go to a destination. You want the bus to be there on time so you can arrive at a specific time and place, your goal. So let's start with the bus bench first. The thing about the bus bench is that you know you're not going to spend a lot of time there. You have got other places to go and other things to do. And in the grand scheme of things, it's just a temporary activity before you get on with the rest of your life. In athletics, Coach Dan John says that about 6 to 8 weeks of focused training towards that specific goal is about all you're going to sustain. Longer than that, and you start getting burnout, you get injured, other areas of your life suffer too much, things you put on the back burner start catching up to you. Now in sports, this might be some specific competition, weightlifting meet, a strongman, or a bodybuilding show, trying to get your beach physique for vacation, whatever that is. You know it's going to require a particular set of skills and capabilities. So you adjust your training to focus on maximizing for those skills at the expense of others. And when you think about it, this also applies to other things. For instance, talk about shooting. A 2-month focus block of dry fire and drills preparing for a USPSA match will do you a lot of good, but at the expense of other shooting skills. For instance, preparing heavily for USPSA is not going to help you. In fact, may hurt you when it comes time to do PRS, right? For a PRS match, you're going to put all your time in with bolt action, bolt manipulations, position building, working the dope on your scope. All these things are great, but then they're going to hurt your pistol skills for USPSA. You see where I'm going with that. Going out of the shooting skills, think about other areas, right? You may have a camping trip coming up and need to work on your backpacking, your rucking, how to build fire, building shelter, or your field cooking skills. All of these things are scheduled events with a point in time and a place where you want to arrive prepared for success. And since you know when you're going to start, you can work backwards, give it 6-8 weeks beforehand, and that is your real start point. It's the bus bench. It's where you begin your journey. Now, Coach Dan John thinks that everybody should have a bus bench goal at least twice a year, and that's going to consume about 4 months, which gets to what you do the rest of the time, the park bench. This is what you do the rest of the year. In an exercise sense, this is your day-to-day, day in, day out, check the box kind of workout programming. It's where you're going to hang out building and maintaining your baseline across the board. Yes, you will see progress, though it will be slow, and you'll hit several plateaus along the way, but that's okay. It's all about enjoying the process of getting better. And you don't have to do the same thing the entire time. In fact, this is your time to explore and try new things. Perhaps you've always wanted to give, pistol red dots a try in your tactical training, or spend some time with some hardcore calisthenics work. Go for it. Give it 4, 6, 8 weeks, whatever. Go have fun with it and do it. Your park bench training routines should not be stressful. Now, if we're talking shooting, on top of fitness or whatever, but with shooting, maybe your baseline is 10 minutes of dry fire 2 or 3 times a week. And then with that dry fire routine, every couple of weeks, say give it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, swap between practicing with pistol, try rifle for a bit, then go back to shotgun. Every few weeks, just keep working basics of different things. And over time, you're getting better at all of those things slowly. In bushcraft skills, maybe you're talking about tying your favorite knots for a few minutes a day or working your knife skills. All right. And of course, with fitness, we have all kinds of examples there, your baseline year-round training. So this gets to what am I doing right now? As I wrote this article and I'm recording this, I'm coming up on the end of a period where I've been on the park bench for a while. I spent a lot of time following tactical barbells programming and with a few other philosophies mixed in to give it a try. And I'm in the final stages of cutting body fat down to where I want my new, air quoting my hands, normal to be. Now, in our Discord server, someone pointed out there is a nearby gun run event coming up at the end of April in West Virginia. And this is basically a tactical biathlon. They're really also big out in Texas as well. And I'm planning on signing up as soon as ticket sales open. So I posted a video in the accompanying show notes to this one. If you come to the website, everydaymarks.co, you'll find it. So shout out to Flat Dark Earth. He's in our community. He's in this video. So he just has a cameo there. So kudos to you, man. Now, I wanted to highlight the video because it shows a lot of things that go on in these events. If you're not familiar with tactical biathlon, think of it like a mix of a shooting event with a foot race. Right, so you're going to cover some distance. It's unknown. It could be 3 miles, 6 miles, whatever. And there's going to be shooting stages along the way, and you have to conquer obstacles as you go there. Those things include climbing over things, climbing up trees, over walls, carrying heavy objects. And then at the end of these, you have to go shoot. Move under load, all kinds of fun stuff, rucking. And the entire day, you have to carry everything you're using for the entire event. So whatever you start with at the start of the race is what you have. So if you didn't bring enough ammo with you, then you run out of ammo in the middle of the match, and now you did not finish on whatever stages are left, right? Or you didn't bring enough water with you, so you run out of water, and now you're in real trouble, right? So you have to start with everything up front, so it's all a gamble. Bring as much as you want, but you got to carry it all the entire time. So working backwards from the end of April, I've put together an 8-week physical training program that's going to be my bus bench plan for the event. Now, I don't know the actual stages ahead of time. They're not published, so I have to take a guess on these requirements. So with that, my program is a balance of strength training and cardio with a lot of emphasis on high-intensity cardio and rucking endurance. All right, the strength training is there. It's just not as prevalent as I normally do. Now, this plan is going to start on March 6th, 2023. So if you're listening to this before that date, you're welcome to come join up and train with me. All right, I've got a whole series going on. I'm going to share my training plan. You can find it at everydaymarksman.co/train with me. All one word, train with me. Or I have a sign up form at the bottom of the show notes for this article, right? So with that one, you'll get a few days of emails kind of telling you the lay of the ground. Here's how to read what I wrote, how to do it all. And then I'm going to send you the plan, and then we're going to get started on March 6th. Now, I know how podcasting works, so if you're listening to this after March 6th, no problem. You can still go to that same address, everydaymarksman.co/train with me, and I will still have all the emails set up. You can still get the plan. You just change the date in the spreadsheet, and you can train from there. It's got 8 weeks of training and then a 9th week of kind of chill out and rest, right? So that is it. Thanks for listening today. I hope you took something away from this one. You have your park bench and your bus bench all year, filling in your calendar, or rather 8 months of the year, filling in your calendar. You should be doing your park bench training. And you're going to change it, rotate it out every few weeks, keep it fresh, try new things, but then twice a year, at least twice a year for 8 weeks at a time, 6 to 8 weeks. You want your bus bench. You want some specific goal that when you get to the other end of that, you have arrived. You have done something new and awesome. And challenge yourself from time to time. All right, that's it from me. This is Matt signing out. I'll catch you next time. And come on by the website, everydaymarksman.co. And oh, by the way, when you do sign up to join the Train With Me series, everydaymarksman.co/train with me, do send you a link to the Discord server so that you can join the server. I specifically have a place to post questions and work out progress so we can all chat with each other about what's going on as we're training. All right, that's it for me. Take care. Catch you next time.